Seniors, this might surprise you. By the time you hit your 60s, you may have already lost up to 40% of your muscle mass without even realizing it. That's right. And we're not talking about being a little stiff or sore in the morning. We're talking about real, measurable loss of strength, balance, and control. You might notice it when climbing stairs feels harder than it used to, when lifting groceries wears you out faster, or when getting up from a chair takes more effort than before. And most people assume, well, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you it's not just age? There's actually a name for this: sarcopenia. It's a condition that's quietly affecting millions of older adults. And according to Johns Hopkins University, seniors with significant muscle loss are 320% more likely to become disabled. We're talking walkers, wheelchairs, and assisted care, not because they're sick, but because they're weak. And here's the part that'll really blow your mind. There's one common nutrient deficiency that speeds up this loss dramatically. It affects over 86% of adults over 60, and yet it's almost never talked about, not even by most doctors. But there's good news. Groundbreaking research from the National Institute on Aging has revealed that there are 6 powerful nutrients that don't just slow muscle loss. They can actually help reverse it, even in your 60s and 70s. In fact, one clinical trial showed that 87% of older adults regained noticeable strength in just 14 days, even after physical therapy failed. So what are these nutrients? We're going to break them down one by one and show you how they work, including how to get more of them from your diet or with the right supplement. But first, drop a comment below and tell us where you're watching from. And if you're serious about staying strong, independent, and full of energy, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest science-backed health tips for older adults. Ready to reclaim your strength? Let's dive in, starting with nutrient number 6. Nutrient number 6, CoQ10, the energy spark. Your muscles are begging for, let's talk about something most people have never even heard of. But your muscles, they notice when it's missing. It's called coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10 for short. Now, CoQ10 isn't technically a vitamin, but it works like an ignition switch for your body's energy. And if you're over 60, chances are you don't have enough of it. Here's why that matters. CoQ10 lives deep inside your cells, right in the mitochondria, the little power plants that create energy for your body. In fact, over 95% of all the energy your body uses depends on CoQ10. From lifting a bag of groceries to standing up from a chair to simply keeping your balance when you walk. But here's the problem. As we age, CoQ10 levels drop fast. By your 60s or 70s, you might have 65% less CoQ10 than you did in your 20s. And that means less energy, slower recovery, more fatigue, and, you guessed it, weaker muscles. And it gets worse. If you're taking statins for cholesterol, like millions of seniors do, those meds block your body's ability to make CoQ10 even more. That's why over 60% of older adults on statins report muscle pain, weakness, and fatigue. Now here's the good news. Adding back CoQ10 can make a huge difference. Clinical studies show that supplementing with CoQ10 can restore energy, improve muscle strength, and even help with mental clarity and heart health. Most older adults benefit from 100 to 200 milligrams per day, but if you're on statins, your needs may be closer to 300 milligrams daily. But can I just get CoQ10 from food? Technically, yes. Foods like organ meats, fatty fish, and whole grains have small amounts. But the truth is, you'd have to eat pounds of liver or mackerel every day just to get a therapeutic dose. That's why doctors often recommend high-quality supplements, especially ones that are easy to absorb. Here are 2 that stand out. Doctor's Best High Absorption CoQ10 with black pepper extract, which boosts absorption by up to 30%, and Kaneka ubiquinol, a patented water-soluble form that absorbs 300% better than standard CoQ10, especially helpful for seniors with digestive issues. Because here's the bottom line. If your cells can't make enough energy, your muscles can't move efficiently. And when muscles start to slow down, so does everything else, from balance to mobility to confidence. So before you try another energy drink or chalk it up to just aging, check your CoQ10 levels, Because for many older adults, this one missing link could be the real reason strength is slipping away. Up next, the one vitamin you probably know about, but might be using completely wrong, and how fixing it could dramatically reduce your risk of falls and fatigue. Nutrient number 5, vitamin D, the quiet muscle killer. No one warned you about most people think of vitamin D as the bone health vitamin. And while that's true, there's a side of vitamin D that almost no one talks about, a side that's critical for your muscles, not just your bones. Here's the shocking truth. More than 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, and most of them have no idea. But here's why it matters. Vitamin D doesn't just help you absorb calcium, it actually activates receptors inside your muscle tissue. Think of these receptors like light switches that tell your muscles when and how to move. And if you're not getting enough vitamin D, those switches stay turned off, and your muscles gradually become weaker, slower, and less coordinated. In fact, multiple clinical studies show that seniors with low vitamin D have poorer balance, more falls, and slower walking speed than those with healthy levels. One study even found that older adults who took vitamin D had a 20% reduction in falls, just by correcting a simple deficiency. And here's something most people don't realize. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. By your 60s, that production can drop by up to 50%, even if you're still spending time outdoors. And if you're mostly indoors, live in a cloudy climate, or wear sunscreen regularly, that number can be even lower. So how much do you need? Experts now recommend 800 to 2,000 IU per day for older adults, with some doctors going even higher if blood levels are very low. You can get vitamin D from fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified milk or cereals. But again, most older adults still don't get enough from food alone. That's why smart supplementation can help. One of the most trusted options? Nature-made vitamin D3 with 2,000 IU of D3 per soft gel. D3, also called cholecalciferol, is the most bioavailable form, and studies show it's up to 87% more effective than D2 at raising your vitamin D levels. Another great pick, Nordic Naturals Vitamin D3 Liquid, which uses olive oil to enhance absorption. Each drop gives you 1,000 IU, perfect for precise dosing and easy to take, especially if you struggle with pills. Here's one more tip. If you're going to supplement with vitamin D, make sure you're also getting enough magnesium and vitamin K2. They work together to help calcium go where it belongs, into your bones and muscles, not your arteries. Because when it comes to muscle health, vitamin D isn't optional. It's foundational. It's the difference between steady feet or dangerous slips, between feeling strong or feeling unsure on your own two legs. And coming up next, we'll look at a common vitamin deficiency that can quietly damage your nerves, muscles, and energy levels, and why it's especially dangerous for people over 60 who take common medications like metformin or antacids. Nutrient number 4, vitamin B12, the silent breakdown. Happening in your muscles and mind. If you've been feeling a little off lately, more tired, a bit shaky on your feet, maybe even forgetting small things, you might think it's just normal aging. But what if it's not? What if there's a simple deficiency quietly chipping away at your energy, balance, and strength year after year without you even knowing it? That's exactly what can happen when your body runs low on vitamin B12. B12 is essential for keeping your nervous system working properly. Think of it like the communication cable between your brain and your muscles. And when that connection starts to break down, your muscles don't get clear signals. That means weaker movements, slower reaction times, and poor coordination, even if you're doing everything else right. Now here's the kicker. As we get older, our ability to absorb B12 drops dramatically. Up to 30% of adults over 50 have something called atrophic gastritis, a condition that reduces stomach acid and blocks B12 absorption from food. And if you take medications like metformin for blood sugar or proton pump inhibitors for heartburn or acid reflux, you're even more likely to become deficient. Those meds can slash B12 absorption by up to 70%. So what does B12 actually do? It helps form healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. No oxygen, no energy. It also helps maintain your myelin sheath. That's the protective covering around your nerves. Without it, nerve signals get scrambled, leading to muscle tremors, unsteady walking, and even muscle atrophy over time. The scary part? The symptoms come on so gradually, they're often mistaken for aging, dementia, or just getting slower. But the solution is often simple. The recommended daily amount is 2.4 micrograms. But for seniors, much higher doses are often needed to make up for poor absorption. So what can you do? Get a blood test. It's quick and easy, and it can reveal if your levels are too low. Then, if needed, supplement with the right kind of B12. Look for methylcobalamin, the active form your body can actually use, not the cheap synthetic cyanocobalamin found in most store-bought vitamins. Here are two senior-friendly options worth considering. Gero formulas, methyl B12, comes in quick-dissolve tablets that melt under your tongue, bypassing digestion completely. Perfect for those with absorption issues. Garden of Life, vitamin code raw, B12 spray, a food-based formula with enzymes and probiotics to boost absorption by up to 60% and no swallowing required. Because when it comes to B12, the right form and the right delivery makes all the difference. Bottom line, if you're over 60 and feeling more tired, foggy, or unsteady than usual, don't ignore it. It might not be just aging. It might be your body trying to tell you something fixable. And coming up next, a vitamin you already know, but may be underestimating completely when it comes to protecting your muscles from wear and tear. We're diving into the surprising role of vitamin C and why it's not just for immune support anymore. Nutrient number 3, vitamin C, the muscle protector, hiding in your fruit bowl. If I asked you what vitamin C is good for, you'd probably say boosting the immune system, right? And yes, it's great for that. But what if I told you that vitamin C might be one of the most underrated defenders of your muscle strength and mobility as you age? That's right. Vitamin C isn't just a cold fighter. It's also a muscle-preserving powerhouse. And most seniors aren't getting nearly enough of it. Here's why it matters. Vitamin C plays a critical role in your body's ability to make collagen, the protein that forms the structure of your muscles, joints, and connective tissue. Think of collagen like the scaffolding that holds your muscles together. Without enough vitamin C, that scaffolding weakens, leading to instability, joint pain, and a higher risk of tears or injuries. But it doesn't stop there. Vitamin C also protects your muscle tissue from something called oxidative stress, the same kind of cellular damage caused by aging, pollution, and poor diet. Over time, that stress wears down your muscle cells, making them slower, weaker, and more prone to breakdown. Vitamin C acts like a shield, neutralizing free radicals before they can cause damage. In fact, one study found that older adults with higher vitamin C levels had significantly better grip strength and overall muscle function than those with low levels. And here's something even more surprising. Your muscles rely on vitamin C to produce carnitine, a compound that helps convert fat into usable energy. Without enough vitamin C, your muscles literally can't fuel themselves properly, which leads to that "I'm just exhausted" feeling so many seniors experience. So how much do you need? Experts recommend 75 to 90 milligrams per day, but many longevity researchers now suggest closer to 200 to 400 milligrams daily for older adults, especially if you're dealing with fatigue, joint discomfort, or slow recovery. You can get vitamin C from foods like citrus fruits, berries, bell peppers, broccoli, tomatoes, potatoes. But here's the catch. Your body can't store vitamin C, so you need to get it consistently every single day. And if you want a supplement that actually works, not all vitamin C is created equal. Here are two options seniors love. Pure encapsulations, vitamin C with bioflavonoids, combines ascorbic acid with citrus bioflavonoids to boost absorption and extend its activity in your muscles. Live on Labs, lipospheric vitamin C, uses a liposomal delivery system to send vitamin C directly into your cells, with studies showing up to 98% better absorption than traditional tablets. Bottom line, vitamin C is so much more than an immune booster. It's a key player in muscle repair, energy production, and tissue protection, all things that become more important with each passing year. So if you're doing everything right, exercising, eating well, but still feel like your body's wearing down faster than it should, don't overlook this one tiny but mighty nutrient. Up next, a mineral that most seniors are dangerously low in, yet it's involved in over 300 muscle-related processes in your body. We're talking about magnesium. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Nutrient number 2, magnesium, the forgotten mineral that keeps your muscles alive. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a leg cramp in the middle of the night? Or maybe your muscles feel tight, like they never fully relax? Or you're just tired, not sleepy but drained, like your body's battery won't hold a charge. If any of that sounds familiar, there's a good chance your body's missing something essential: magnesium. Now, most people don't think about magnesium. It doesn't have the buzz of vitamin D or calcium, but it might just be the most critical muscle nutrient you've never paid attention to. Here's why. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body, and a huge number of those have to do with your muscles. It helps your muscles contract and relax properly. It fuels your cells with energy by helping produce ATP, the body's main energy molecule. It even plays a role in protein synthesis, so your muscles can grow and repair. And yet, more than 60% of older adults don't get enough magnesium every day. Why? Because as we age, we absorb less magnesium from food. And to make matters worse, many common medications like diuretics for blood pressure, proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, certain antibiotics actually deplete magnesium levels even further. So what does magnesium deficiency feel like? Frequent muscle cramps or spasms, fatigue or weakness that doesn't go away, trouble sleeping, irregular heartbeat, and yes, even anxiety or brain fog? Sound familiar? Now here's the good news. Restoring magnesium doesn't take much, but it can make a world of difference. The recommended intake for older adults is about 320 milligrams per day for women, 420 milligrams per day for men. You can get magnesium from dark leafy greens, nuts and seeds, whole grains, bananas. Yes, even a little dark chocolate in moderation. But again, absorption matters. And if your digestion isn't what it used to be, food sources may not be enough. That's where smart supplementation comes in. But be careful. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Cheap forms like magnesium oxide are poorly absorbed and often come with unpleasant side effects like diarrhea or stomach upset. Instead, look for magnesium glycinate, highly absorbable, gentle on the stomach, and doesn't have the laxative effect. Magnesium L-threonate, a newer form shown to cross the blood-brain barrier and may even support cognitive function as well as muscle health. Bottom line, if your muscles feel tight, twitchy, or tired, magnesium might be the missing link. It's one of those quiet heroes working behind the scenes to keep your body strong, balanced, and energized. And fixing this one mineral deficiency, it could mean the difference between a restless night and a full night's sleep, between feeling drained or feeling ready to move again. And coming up next, the number one most misunderstood supplement out there, the one many people think is just for bodybuilders, but could actually be the single most powerful tool to rebuild strength, muscle, and independence after 60. You guessed it, we're talking about creatine. Nutrient number 1, creatine, the most misunderstood muscle booster for seniors. When you hear the word creatine, you might picture bodybuilders at the gym, chugging shakes and flexing in the mirror. And sure, creatine is popular with athletes. But here's what no one tells you. Creatine might be the single most powerful nutrient for protecting muscle, strength, and independence in adults over 60. And no, you don't need to be a weightlifter to benefit from it. In fact, if you're over 60, your muscles are practically begging for it. Let's break it down. Creatine is a compound your body naturally makes and stores in your muscles. Its main job? To help you generate quick bursts of energy, like when you stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or catch yourself from a fall. But here's the thing. After age 60, your body's natural creatine levels start to drop fast. And when those levels fall, your muscles become slower, weaker, and less responsive, even if you're staying active. Worse still, your body becomes less efficient at creating new muscle when it's low on creatine. That means strength training or walking may not give you the same results it used to. But here's the good news. Dozens of studies have now shown that supplementing with creatine can help reverse this decline. In one clinical trial, seniors who took creatine and did light resistance training gained over 2 pounds of lean muscle and improved strength by 14% in just 12 weeks. No intense workouts, no complicated diets, just smart nutrition and light movement. Even more exciting, creatine doesn't just help your muscles. It's also being studied for its effects on brain health, memory, and even emotional well-being, because your brain also uses creatine for energy. So how much do you need? Most experts recommend 3 to 5 grams per day, and no loading phase is needed for older adults. Just 1 scoop a day, consistently. And while red meat and fish contain creatine, you'd have to eat 2+ pounds of steak every day to reach a useful dose, so supplementation is the smart move here. Look for Optimum Nutrition Micronized Creatine, monohydrate, pharmaceutical-grade quality, specially processed for faster absorption and better digestion. Perfect for seniors who may struggle with gut efficiency. And if you're wondering, yes, creatine is safe. Over 200 studies have confirmed it's safe for long-term use, even in older adults. No kidney damage, no scary side effects, just strength, stability, and energy. Bottom line, if you want to stay active, maintain independence, and build real strength after 60, creatine might be your best-kept secret. Forget the stereotypes. This isn't just for athletes. It's for anyone who wants to stand taller, move easier, and feel capable again. Coming up next, we'll show you how to combine all 6 of these nutrients in a smart daily routine, and why they work even better together than they do alone. Let's wrap this up with a strategy you can actually follow, starting today. So there you have it. 6 science-backed nutrients that can help you rebuild muscle, restore energy, and stay strong, steady, and independent, no matter your age. You don't need a complicated routine. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. Just start with one change today. Maybe it's adding magnesium before bed, or taking a morning walk after your vitamin D, or simply swapping your breakfast for something with real protein. One small step, that's how real strength returns, and how independence lasts. Let us know in the comments. Which of these nutrients surprised you the most, and which one will you try first? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because your next chapter, it doesn't have to be slower. It can be stronger than ever.